If you have ever failed in life and you've been given second chance, this story is for you. Everything about this story is giving me goosebumps. This story is worth good Hollywood movie. You're gonna enjoy Davey Cox and story of Cox Roofing because it's a story of redemption, second chances. But first and foremost, I wanted to give a huge shout out to JobNimbus for making this story possible. Thank you for flying me and my media team to St. Louis and for introducing us to these amazing people. Let's go.
My name is Davey Cox, and I'm the owner of Cox Roofing and Restoration in St. Louis, Missouri. I've been in the roofing industry as a business owner for 19 years, but owned Cox Roofing and Restoration for 10 years. My mom came from Palma de Mallorca, Spain. And if you like picture Spain and Europe and all that, it's those three tiny islands in the Mediterranean Sea. You got Ibiza, Mallorca, and Minorca. So we're from Mallorca. Back when I was a kid, I felt like it was just the most beautiful place in the world. Spain, it is. But if you look at the way the citizens are living, you can't achieve an American dream there or a Spanish dream, which is it's a decent life though. You know what I mean? They're really, I think being able to be over in Spain for the summers and then come over to America just taught me to just network with people and just different types of people. And I've always been the type that like always amassed a strange group of friends. Like, you know, you'd be like, look at Davey with these 5 people and you would never expect, none of us have anything in common, if that makes sense. So I came back from Spain. It was the summer. I turned 15 May 14th. This is when it all started. I dabbled with marijuana a little bit when I was 14. So I go to Spain and I come back. So it's the end of summer and I come back and everything had flipped. Like, so a couple of my friends were like, had already found. So that 3 months I was gone, they're like coming back like, hey, tell me all these stories they did for the summer. So I started using, I'm from this little town called Hannibal. It's like 15,000 people and there's no city for 2 hours away. Like that's all you know is that little world there. And I fell into what it all boils down to, I was just trying to be cool with all the older guys, you know what I mean? They'd take me and they'd send us younger kids to do things. We were making drugs, we were doing, tons of bad stuff, but that's just really when it all took off. I never went back and took school serious again. I quit when I was 16. And then when I was 17, I got in some big trouble and was sent to prison. I was actually in prison at 17, adult prison. In April of 2016, right before I got this Fed case, I knew it was over with. I would say the moment that I realized that the feds had kicked into my house and I wasn't there and that they'd found a lot of things that were very bad and I was going away for a long time. When I say darkness, I wanted to go kill myself, I really did. And I was out a week before they caught me, but all I could think about was Gavin and my mom and my sister. And I was like, well, let me just go ahead and do this. But there was no future beyond that. Like it was one of those moments where it's like, this is it. Like I fucked my life up. Like it's really death because the way the federal sentencing guidelines would work, if they would have actually been able to prosecute the whole thing, it was life sentence. So I'm literally sitting here on a second chance. That's how I live every second. I remember waking up and realizing, okay, I'm in jail. Oh, what for? And it like came to me. It came to me over like a 5 second. It was real quick, but it was like, and then it just hit me, man. And I put my hands in my head in my hands, and I knew it was over with. I started crying, and then shook it off, looked in the mirror, and turned into jail mode just like that. Forgot about the outside.
What is this?
So that's all stuff that Justin.
I actually recognize Justin through it.
Yeah, you can tell that's his typo.
Oh, look at that. I found my picture right there. That's me.
That is you?
Yeah, it is me.
Wow.
Oh, Justin. That's my old studio, my old podcast. When you walked out in 2024 with transitioning now to your business, which you've built here, like a year and a half, no license, no credit, no cards, sleeping in a spare room. What was your first goal as you got out?
So we got to back up to before I got locked up. Gavin basically doesn't have a dad. He's got a dad, but he's never been in his life. So Gavin lived with me. I'm basically in a lot of ways his dad. We don't talk dad. He don't call me dad, but he was 9 years old. And so the whole time I was gone for the 8 years, I'd call him every single day. And we developed this plan when he was 10 years old. Really? To the T. We'd have conversations about it every single day. And I got out and I didn't think I had it anymore. I honestly did not think I had it in me anymore. And I was scared and I couldn't let him down. And by seeing Gavin every day, it made me do it.
I saw Davey do it in 2016. I used to ride around with them. I was in 6th grade. And in 6th grade, they were having those, I graduated in 2022. I'm only 21. But the teachers were having those protests because they weren't getting paid enough. And like Davey would pick me up and we'd go right down the street. And that was when they were, State Farm does it sometimes still, but they were really cutting the full thing from the van, you know, like here's your check. So he took me right down the street from my school. We did an adjustment and like, he got handed like a $10,000 check. I'm like, dude, my teacher makes like 40 grand a year. You just got 10,000 for hopping on this roof. And like, just from there, I was like, I'm a roofer, you know, like always.
And you've done roofing sales before?
Yeah, I've been owning a company for 19 years. Whether it be, you know, I lost 2 companies in Atlanta. I was buying, you know, houses, you know, all the stuff the roofers do. And Gavin believed in me. I'm going to tell you just a real quick story. So I didn't find out about this till about 6 months ago, but in his sophomore year, they asked him, what are you going to be in school? And he said, roofer. You know, the teacher was concerned. She'd heard him talking about his Uncle Davey being in prison. He's going to start a company. So they called him down, like the counselors in the principal's office were like, listen, Gavin, like we understand you love your Uncle Davey. He's in prison. They had him tell the story. He was like, no, you don't understand. Like, we're going to start a roofing company. That's what we're going to do. And he went to work at Arby's, and sure enough, we started this. And it's just that story. I have Gavin tell it to you. Is just phenomenal.
That's the craziest story I've heard.
Like literally, they kept bringing people in.
Uncle is in the jail. He's gonna come out. We're gonna start this roofing. This is like movie script.
So I'm sitting in like, it's one of the like day room classrooms. So it's basically where you do homework and catch up, and everybody's in there catching up, and I'm just kind of on my phone. And she like pulls me out in the hallway, and she's like, Gavin, like you're smart. She could tell I was smart. You know, she knows I'm smart, and like she's like, you're here every day. Like, and like, you're letting these kids outperform you. Like, please, like, just do your homework while you're in here, you know, like, just work. And I'm like, ma'am, like, I'm gonna be a roofer. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, but like, I'm trying, but I already got a plan. And she just sighed and walked back in the classroom.
See all these, and anyone you see with the original title is 1925, and they're all damaged. These are all $75,000, $80,000 roofs. There's only about 30 of them left in here. They're all got a meaning. So at first we were just gonna do houses being built, and I said, no. Like, I'll never forget this moment. He's being ripped off. He's buying likes on TikTok, and then Gavin's like, dude, the dude you're buying likes from don't even have a like on his page. And Justice talked to her like, dude, you didn't even got no like. It was just one of the moments we all just laughed. I'd been out about a month and a half. We're all together. We just got done inspecting late at night. It had been a long day. Great pictures. They all, like I said, I remember the moment. Me and Gavin were on this commercial roof on Grand, literally like 2 miles away. And all of a sudden we got real cold. This big flat roof where we were up there with the owner. We got real cold and our ears started popping, and about a mile away you could just see it. Look, we thought it was a cloud. We're like, damn, look at that cloud moving. And then boom, you start seeing it on Facebook. So we got in our trucks, and it was about 6 o'clock in the evening, man. And we came over, I got goosebumps right now, top to bottom. Nobody expected it. They hired a DEI person to sound the alarm, some lady. She was out of town, never even hit the alarm. Nobody knew it was coming. This is one of the worst catastrophes I've ever seen because of the area hit. Like, this side's rich, but the other side of the road, the majority of it is literally the poorest people you can see. It's a pretty bad deal, man. Roofing in St. Louis, Missouri is the easiest place in the United States to roof. You don't need a license. Very few municipalities you need a permit. The homeowners are the easiest in the world. Nobody says no. Everybody has low deductibles. Land of milk and honey.
Why did you believe in him?
Because when I first met him, I saw something in him that I don't see very often. And I knew that I felt like if he just had some support where he didn't think he had, then I think that I just believed in it. It's the feeling that you get inside. It's when you look at somebody and you talk to somebody and you just kind of know that, like, maybe if I help them, like, I'm sure you've helped a lot of people in your past. In the beginning, you probably do it, you know, because you just want to help them out. But And that's kind of where it started, is I just wanted to help them because I wanted to see him succeed. I knew that he had enough heart and he had enough knowledge, and he's been doing this long enough to where I wanted to help fill in those holes for him in the beginning. Fast forward to now, I'm sales. So but it's great because I've grown with this company in a way that I am so grateful for.
In the beginning, we couldn't go to Regions or any bank for that matter. We tried a few. We could start an account, but any check over $2,500, they're holding for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I mean, you can't even get the money. The homeowners want billed within 2.5 weeks. You know how the homeowners are, like they want billed like it's magic, and you can't wait that long. I mean, especially in the beginning, if they want a refund or something, you can get screwed. So basically, that was just, we went to the cash checker. We got a first check. That was on the way from the cash checker to SRS to buy the material in cash.
That would be about September or November of last year. So I remember we were driving down Manchester Road, and we had like 10,000. We just done this $40,000 job. We had stacks of cash, and then Gavin was over there counting out for the labor, and he counted out what the material cost, and then we had a stack like that. And like we didn't owe nothing at that moment. So like that was the moment.
The hardest thing is just cash flow, first year cash flow. Like there's a reason 90% of roofing companies fail. And I would watch videos, and maybe even yours, I don't really know. I just look up roofing videos, you know, I didn't really like pay attention to names. But every time, all they would say is it's harder than it looks, 90% fail. You have to know how much you spend out the door without moving, like all your bills. Like I know the dollar amount that we pay in bills every month.
Tell us where we're going.
Okay, so I knew from past experiences in my life, the type of person I am, I can't live in a neighborhood. I cannot live in a subdivision. There's only certain places that can house me.
Why?
Because when I live somewhere, it's a madhouse. When at the end of the night, we have vehicles. We have about 11 vehicles parked all the way down to here. They've called the cops on us so many times. They just quit calling. I live and eat and breathe this like no other. My house is the storm dorm. I don't have a personal home.
So people who work for you stay at this house?
Yes. At all times, at least 8 people live here.
8 people?
Yeah. And then we got another storm dorm.
So you have no life. You pretty much...
They'll tell you.
You spare your life with people who work for you, and you don't like... Do you think you'll ever separate?
Nope, I don't. I hate sports. I don't hunt. I don't fish. They really don't have a lot of chance. Me and you are like, what, you're crazy. I come from Russia, but like the mentality they're stuck in, like what they grew up in, they got the mental block. They're like, I can't do nothing. You got to break that. You got to let them know you can. I got this one guy, Daniel. I wish he was here, Daniel O'Connor. We found him behind a Walgreens in Valdosta, Georgia, living in a tent last November, 25 years old. He came to my house. This is November last year. I told my girl, I said, look, he's got a shower, and then in the morning he's on a plane back to Georgia. He rode up with somebody like thinking he had a job up here. Next morning I come down for coffee, and he's sitting there at the table. His hair is combed. He's like, man, can I ride with you today? I'm like, look, you can ride me today. I'm gonna send you back to Georgia, give you some money. But he gets in the truck with me, and dude, he just hits me with it. He's like, look, 25 years old. I've never had nothing. Like just being in this truck with you right now. Oh, it was so humbling. Anyway, so I was like, all right, let me give him a couple days. Next morning I woke up, he's gone, the truck's gone. We gave him JobNimbus. Gavin, I'll tell you, within 3 weeks, no training, no nothing. Within 3 weeks, he had 50 jobs in JobNimbus. In the middle of winter, November, 0 training, never been on a roof, just rode with me that one day where I was like, so I'm just knock and say this. And he's getting consecutive $6,000 a week checks now for about about $6,000 a week he's made consecutively. Actually, for 2 weeks though, he hasn't turned in too much, but it was $6,000 a week for like 5 or 6 weeks. Just life changing, man. Just life changing. All right. So we got 2 or 3 blow-up. We got a blow-up mattress there. So one guy sleeps here, but they get it right in the morning. Oh, sorry.
So we have 8 people live out of here.
One guy sleeps there. One sleeps here. There's a blow-up mattress they put every night. They got 2 to sleep here.
This is random. This is a random company tour.
2 sleep here.
Those are small beds.
1 sleeps here.
Okay.
This is my room, and I just want to show you the type of guy I am.
This is the life of a millionaire. Okay.
Bed was given to me by a homeowner. Everything's used, everything.
Okay.
If you look at my closet, it's all roofing, nothing but like roofing,
Designer's
roofing.
Gucci,
Other companies' roofing.
Louis Vuitton.
ARS roofing, like just all roofing companies.
What's the most expensive clothes do you have?
Lululemon shirt right here, this one right here. $130.
That's Lululemon?
Yep, Lululemon, $130.
He bought it for me. He bought it because we're coming.
Let me see
That's
that.
how special we are.
Man, that roofing is just like street hustling. We talk about it all the time, guys I used to hustle with. Because, you know, when you're a big drug dealer, it's not like, you know, I was selling tables full. You only have a few customers, and it's kind of like a real estate agent. You know, you're selling a house, somebody, you go back, buy and check on them. When you're a drug dealer, you go by, hey, you need more, and you kind of make sure they got what they need. Well, it's no different driving to the neighborhood. Let me check if she got her check. Let me check. It's exactly like dealing. So anyways, so down here, we're getting ready to build this out for springtime.
Oh wow, there's a basement, there's more.
So one sleeps here, Kenny stays here. And what we're getting ready to do over the winter is we're gonna put a divider wall right here and basically make 3 more cubicles. Cubicle, cubicle, cubicle. And it's gonna have a little bed like you're in jail and a lamp. And if you wanna come stay here, you're more welcome to.
So you can escape the jail, but jail will never escape you.
That's the things I was telling you about. You know, people say I'm like still institutionalized. That's one I'm bound to turn to make them cubicles.
What's the secret? How did you figure it out just a little bit over a year how to manage the cash flow? What advice to someone who's getting started?
You can only build as fast as you can collect. So when you start getting a lot of checks, you're gonna see a whole bunch of money in your bank account, and you're gonna be like, oh, let's build them all. You know, let's buy all the material, place order, place order, place order, place order, place order. But that material is gonna wipe, and then once you start building, you're paying that labor, it's gonna wipe it all out. So you really can only build as fast as you can collect. Of course, if a homeowner has a leak, if something's going on, push them to the front. You know, you take care of them, make sure they get the service that they need. But if there's on a pretty good roof, it's got some hail damage, it got paid for insurance, it's not going anywhere. Just put them in line, build steadily, like figure out like a good way to go, maybe 2 a day, 1 a day, wherever you're at. Just figure that out. And you know, if you're owed by 30 people and you build 2 a day, you're pretty much a month out. You know, it takes a month to get those packed in. Right now we're building like 3 or 4 a day when it is sunny.
If you're in the roofing industry and you're hitting a little time where you're not feeling good about it, just keep pushing. Just know that you're in the greatest country in the world, and the roofing industry, in my opinion, is the best industry in the world. So you're already got all 2 7s. You need to hit 1 more. So just keep plugging away. It's kind of like door knocking. You can knock 10 doors, and that one person's going to open it and say, yeah. So just keep going day by day, and things will change for you.